Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about what we can expect to happen from here. If you don't know, something happened in Colorado. And in the media, there are a bunch of assumptions and speculation about why. The thing is, a lot of them are safe. They're pretty safe assumptions. They are speculation at this point, and we need to note that. We don't know that it's true. But they're relatively safe to operate under the assumption that it is true until some evidence shows up to suggest that it isn't. So, this club that was attacked, clubs like this have become the target of hateful and false rhetoric from political commentators and politicians. The person who appears to be responsible at this point, they were arrested. See, that's a little different than normal. So what are we going to find out about this person? Odds are we will find out that there's a DV connection. Why? Because there almost always is. We will probably also gain a little bit more insight into what prompted them, why that place was selected. Because in this case, the person was caught. They were caught. Which means even if they don't go to trial, they will likely have a defense when it comes to sentencing. What was used as a mitigating factor, something a defense presented as a mitigating factor when it came to January 6th? Their social media diet. How they consumed hateful and false rhetoric. That's something that the defense is probably going to present. Now, the politicians and commentators who put out this hateful rhetoric, they probably won't be held criminally responsible. It's the way of the world. However, in this case, because this has been going on a while, there have been a lot of the people putting out this rhetoric, these claims, that know they're false. They've been fact-checked. Many of them have responded to the fact checks. And they continue to push out false information that the defense is certainly going to try to show contributed to the actions of the suspect. Knowingly putting out false information that led to real-world consequences. See, the thing is, a lot of these commentators and politicians, they don't actually believe what they're saying. They know that it isn't true when they put it out. They know it's not true. They're doing it because they feel it's good for their political base, or it'll make them money, drive engagement, whatever. But they know it's false. They're putting it out anyway, and it leads to real-world consequences. That sounds a whole lot like the Jones case. That sounds a whole lot like the Jones case. I think it's reasonable to expect that a lot of the personalities that have pushed this kind of hateful rhetoric are going to end up in court. And I don't know that there's going to be much of a defense, because in many cases, the commentators themselves were deplatformed for spreading misinformation, or they were fact-checked, and they just went with it anyway because it was good for a buck. The Jones case demonstrated that this business model isn't actually profitable in the long term. And I have a feeling that there are going to be people who find that out. It costs nothing to be part of the solution. It costs nothing to put out positive messaging that doesn't lead to violence. It doesn't increase your overhead. This rhetoric we have seen that has targeted this demographic, we know that it's contributing to this. It's worth remembering that it wasn't even that long ago. I did a video talking about how elements aligned with the Republican Party put out $50 million in ads during the midterms to denigrate this particular group of people. I do not think that this story is going to play out like many of the ones before. I think there's going to be a difference. One, because the person was caught, and two, because of the precedent set by the Jones case. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.